Hi everybody, so I'm the creator of ID2Go, which is going to be a product and a service that is put together. And basically I'm going to tell you about what ID2Go is. ID2Go is basically when it's going to be a scanner device that is going to allow money services such as Western Union and MoneyGram to become quicker, faster, and easier for the customer. Because it takes so much time in your agent to keep going over all these papers with a customer. So we're just going to make it where you can scan your ID and import it quickly. So it's going to be quick, easy, and paperless. That's going to be the logo of my product. And then you don't have to fill out papers no more. Customers can verify the information on the screen. And then they're going to be allowed to sign the screen verifying that they have read over everything and that everything is correct when they go to send money. And so basically the scanner is going to be kind of like a square, kind of have a large screen on it, and then at the bottom it's going to have a place for you to sign. And so they are going to be able to check the receiver's name, the country, and where the money is going to and how much they have sent before the agent processes it through. Because when you're agent, you have to print out a bunch of verification sheets, and basically it's a really long sheet of paper, and it's what a customer is going to walk out the door and they're going to throw it away. So we're going to get rid of the paper. And so they're going to verify everything, and then they're going to sign that they verified it, and the agent's going to click OK in the system and confirm the payment, and everything is going to go on through. So the market of my product is going to be to money services such as MoneyGram and Western Union, because it's a large target market that a lot of people use. It's international, so it's really broad of a product to use, and a lot of places that I can target when I'm marketing my product. So basically it's more towards a younger group of people, but anyone can go up to the desk and use the product. And so it's basically where it's not gender specific, it's not race specific, but it's more targeted towards people who are about 21 years of age to probably around 50, because that's going to be the ones who understand it the most. It's more for the agent to use because it's going to make it easier on the agent and be quicker for them, but the customer is going to benefit from it because everything's going to be verified and correct. And so it's not income specific. Anyone can use it. All you have to do is have an ID. And so the main language of my product is going to be English, since it's going to be based in the US to begin with. But as the product grows, I'm going to make it where you can change the language on it to fit where the product might go to international, such as Japan or China or Cambodia or Colombia, which are broad places that people send money to. So it's going to be where I can change the language on it when that time comes, but for now it's going to be mainly put in English. And so the reason for the creation is because if you've ever used Western Union or MoneyGram, sometimes you have really long lines because you have to verify so many forms before you send the money, because it's a big legal process. Because when you're sending money, it's a big deal, because we want to make sure that you're sending money to the correct person and making sure that this is not a scam. And so basically it's really hard because customers get a lot of papers when it's done and said, and basically they throw them away as soon as they walk out the door. All they want is the tracking number. They don't care about the rest. And so with ID2Go, it's going to help decrease the amount of paper, help save the environment also, because I'm an environmentalist and I want to conserve our earth. And so we don't have to kill a bunch of trees with a bunch of papers that we don't necessarily need, because if I can put it on a screen for somebody to see, that's going to make it so much easier. So I'm just going to hand you one short piece of paper at the end. And so that's what my product is going to be about, is to make it quicker for the customer, easier, and consume paper, because we don't need to use so many. And so basically we've had issues with name spellings and everything like that, and so I want the product to help decrease down the amount of errors that people are using. So when you come up, just hand the ID, it scans it through, and so It's going to import. If you're picking up money, the agent's going to type in the number, scan your ID, it's going to pull everything up, import it for you. The agent's going to verify everything, and you just sign that you picked up the money. And it's going to be that simple. When sending the money, it's going to be easier for a customer can look on the screen, verify everything is correct. They don't have to keep printing out papers until it's correct and everything. And so basically it's to ensure accuracy also, making it easier for the customer and the agent. And so it's just going to create it where there's less paper, less time, it's easier to do. And so that's what I want. And it's going to create less lines because it's very time consuming for a product. Well, it's like time consuming when a customer comes in and you have to have them write out everything, and it's just going to decrease the amount of time that it's going to take for a transaction to be done. And so basically my competitors, there really are no specific competitors for this product because right now there is just an ID scanner that verifies an age and a person's information, but it doesn't scan it into a system or exports information onto a screen for a customer to verify. So there's not really competitors specifically for my product. So that's a benefit of my product, is that I can take it and make the software in it what I need it to be, and I can keep editing it as I go along with what it needs to be modified to. And so there's no specific device the same as my product. So it's going to be easier to go into the market with. And so it's unique because it does two things in one. It has software that imports and exports, and it also scans the ID. So it's 2 in 1. And so basically it's used to help verify transactions, improve the accuracy, and help decrease the wait time that you're waiting in line for customers. And so basically competitors are the companies that already make ID scanners, which are primarily used in restaurants and for stores that just scan the back of the ID and it puts it into the system, but it's just looking at their birthday. But my product is more than just scanning an ID and wanting the verification. It's taking the customer and putting their information in the system, but also allowing them to see the information on the screen that has come out. So basically franchising the product, I want to partner with Western Union, MoneyGram, and banks, because banks also do money services such as sending money, picking up money, and needing verification of ID. And so I want to get the product into stores such as Food Lion, Walmart. They're big areas that, at least on the East Coast, that people go to do these, to do transfers. So even such as Woodforest National Bank, they are really big because they allow more customers to send a larger amount of money since they are a bank, and they have to have more verification at that location. So I want to get partnered with them first, because at each location I can put one of these devices, so it's going to bring money in for me, but it's also going to allow them to have a simple product in their location. And so the fee for my product is going to be an initial startup fee of $1,000, but with it comes a person who, if you need them to, we're going to send that person to come and install it in your store and teach you how to use it, because all it is, it's a scanner device and it's just hooked up with a USB cable, and the software goes and matches the system that you have, such as Western Union or MoneyGram. It's just going to import it and export the data for you. And so I want to charge a royalty fee after it started in the last month after all the sales have come in and everything. And so I think about 2 to 3% of sales, and that'll help me keep the product going as it grows along the line. And that would be just at the end of the month, just how much they have done using the machine is how much I'm going to get back. And so but we have a technician who will even come out and repair it and replace it for you if it breaks. And so it's going to have a lifetime warranty, because a lot of other ID scanners, once they break after 3 years, you have to buy a whole new one. But with mine, you pay the one-time fee and the couple royalty fees at the end, but you get help with it if you need it. And you can always call the hotline and say, I'm having issues with this, and we're going to help you fix it. And so, but basically it's a product and a service combined together. And so basically, how long will it take to market? I think that in about a year I could have it on the market, because I'm going to have to get a building. I'm going to have to manufacture the product, and I'm going to have to finance it. Financing is going to be a little difficult, because I'm going to have loans and capital venturists to help me start growing the business, because I'm going to have to start it from scratch. And so I want to take a team of workers, in the first couple months, design the software. So because while I'm designing the software, I can get the ID scanner to start being made. And then, so after that, we're going to work on making the ID scanner, making the larger screen in it, and then at the very couple end of the months, we're going to start putting the software in it, and then we're going to market during those last couple of months, start marketing it, and have the stores that we want it to be put in to start with, and see how well it's going to work, and tweak the modifications that we need to, and then market to the whole in general. And so we want to, by the end of the year, I want to have a patent started, so that way nobody can go copy my software, or they can copy my product, because it's going to protect it from new level of entrants coming into the market. And so by the end of the year, I want to have it ready to go and placed in the store, so that I can start getting more money to keep going with my product, and to keep having it available to be made at the end of the year. So I want to be able to have my capital that I need to create more of them, so we can take it from US to international, because there is a lot of target markets over international that use money services, so we can get it in their country. And so capital is going to be raised through financing and fundraising, because, and especially investors, because I'm going to create a market team that is going to go out and get me some capital that I need to be able to get my building, to get my workers, and to, but loans are going to be special, because I have to get some land, and then I got to build a building, and then I can get all the equipment in there so we can make all this. So especially loans are going to be especially important, and for me to be able to go to the bank and say, hey, I need this amount of money, and I have this amount that is coming in, so I can pay you back. So that's going to be important, of getting investors on my side and wanting them to help create this product with me. And so, but basically the largest expense is going to be labor cost and equipment after the land and building is taken out, because eventually that will be paid for. But labor cost is always going to be my biggest, because as it grows, I'm going to have a larger labor cost increasing. And so the second largest market is actually the biggest, second largest expense is going to be the factory that can be paid out in, that's going to be made in. And so as it grows, I'm going to have to expand. And so when I reach that, it's going to be a big deal. So I'm going to have that capital coming in, so I can make more product, and I can keep expanding it, because if I need to take it overseas so it's cheaper to be made over there and then put into the stores, then I might have to do that also. And so basically the strengths of my product is that it's a unique product, because it does more than just scan IDs. And so a weakness is that it's going to be expensive during the first year, because I'm going to have investors on my side, fundraising and capital to get my product started. And so it's going to be a little difficult to design the software and to build it, because it's going to be during the first year that I'm going to have this done. And so capital is going to be really tight, but if I can get investors and prove to them that, hey, this is a great idea, come aboard with me and we're going to do it, then it's going to be a great product. And so the opportunities are, money services are international. It's not just US, it's everywhere. And so it's not just for me, it's for everyone who needs money services to help with their product. And so basically it's not just US based, it's going to be international based, which is going to be a great opportunity once we get it started, because there are over 200,000 locations just for Western Union, and so a lot of them are actually overseas, and so partnering with that will help us bring in a lot of capital to keep the product growing. And so the threats are, somebody can easily duplicate my product, so I need to protect it. So with a patent and a trademark of my name of the product and then the patent of the product to protect itself, it's going to be really important so that new entrants do not come in and they come in, copy it, and I don't have something to protect myself with. And so basically what it will look similar to is going to be, kind of look like a cell phone, but at the bottom it's going to have a place for you to sign, and it's going to have a USB cable that connects it to the computer, and it's going to have a pin so that the users can sign with it. And so it's going to have a larger screen than most ID scanners. It's kind of look more like a little cell phone, but it's going to be specifically made. And it's going to be in 3 different colors. It's going to come gray, black, and silver, because that's a lot of what store colors are. Their computers are usually black, so that's going to be the main color that we market in. And so, but ID2Go is going to be a unique product, but it's also a service, because I'm going to offer more assistance with it than any other ID scanner does, because I'm going to have a warranty and I'm going to have technicians who are going to come and help you if you need help with it. So thank you guys for listening, and that is my product of ID2Go.